Okay.
We're going to have
Welcome to the McDonald kitchen. Today we're going to make, for our demonstration meal, we're going to make bagels.
Yay!
We're going to make bagels tonight, and then we're going to have bagels for breakfast in the morning. And bagels and cream cheese, okay? So how do we start? First thing we do is we go to the Food Network and we get Emerald's recipe for making bagels.
Yum!
Yum, okay?
But aren't you already a cook? You're copying
I'm
us.
copying Emerald. That's exactly what I'm doing.
He's our guy.
So we start with
2 cups of...
2 cups of slightly warm water. You don't want it too hot. You know why you don't want it too hot? Because you're going to put yeast in.
Yeah.
You know what yeast are?
So make the bread rise?
Yeah, but you know what yeast are?
They're alive.
They make the bread rise, but they're fungi.
What's that?
They're fungi. They're living organisms. And if the water's too hot, they get scalded and they die. So you have to put
They're
it...
alive?
Not yet. They're asleep. So you put it in the water. You go ahead and put the yeast in the water.
Wake up.
Yeah.
And now they need food. And they feed on sugar. So you put your sugar in. You put your sugar in. I'll show you when they're alive, because when they become alive, they take sugar and they turn it into gas. So you'll see foaming in there, okay? So now you need you to stir this up, to stir all the yeast and the sugar so that they're all stirred together. Let me get all these things out of the way. Now you keep it stirred. You want to get all the lumps out.
Feel the sugar in the bottom too?
Let's use this.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's still some live people.
No, let me do this here real quick. I'm going to break up the lumps.
Dissolve.
Yeah, see, Grandpa will break up the lumps here real quick.
You gotta dissolve that
Okay,
sugar.
now you stir it around and get that sugar and all the yeast together. And then what we do is we wait for what's called the yeast to bloom.
Like to rise?
That means it starts to wake up. It's like a flower when it blooms. Okay, so the yeast is waking up, and when the yeast wakes up, you'll start to see it making gas bubbles.
Let me go.
Let Emily
Let Emily stir it some.
Okay.
Okay, so you stir it up.
Do you feel the sugar granules at the bottom still, or are they dissolved?
No, I think they're all dissolved now.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's let it come right here and sit. Now those bubbles are just the foam from mixing it up. Okay, those are not the bubbles from the yeast. So let's set this off to the side. Let me rinse it real quick.
We're going to send this into the Food Network so we can be on TV.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay, now we have to kind of it probably takes maybe 5 minutes for it. So let's take a little commercial break. Okay, we're back from our commercial break. Thank you for watching our sponsor's products. You're a goofus. Okay, now, do you guys see how it's getting a little bit foamy in there? You see it, this got lots of foam.
Yeah.
That means the yeast is waking up and it's making CO2. You know
Carbon
what?
dioxide.
Carbon dioxide, very good. That's from your science class, huh? That's why yeast when they make beer, it has bubbles in it, that's CO2 from the yeast.
There's yeast in root beer?
Well, no, in beer, real beer. Root beer, they just put CO2 in, so it makes that. It doesn't have any fermentation. Okay, now what we do is we have to take our flour and our liquid and put them together in the mixing bowl. So let's first put in the flour so it doesn't make a big mess. Okay, we'll put in the liquid.
Stir it.
So let's put the flour in. Okay, so now's our flour. Okay, you want to crank that up?
Yeah.
Go ahead, crank it up.
Oh,
There you go.
Good girl.
Okay, now I'm going to turn this on low. And now you need to come over here so you can see what you're doing. And now you start adding that in.
You have to do it kind of quick.
There you go. Perfect. Now we just let it spin. I'll put that in the sink, okay? Now we let this spin until it all comes together. Come over here and look. You see how we got stuff on the side and stuff in the middle?
Yeah.
As this spins around, it's going to all start to come together. And then all the flour and dough and everything's going to come together into a big pile. Okay, so they have to let it just spin here for a minute. See how it's slowly getting all the pieces off the side?
Yeah. With me, corn flour.
Yeah. But it's still very wet, isn't it?
Yeah.
We need to get all that flour mixed into it. Let me get a little spatula.
No, not forward, go backwards because. Yeah, now it's good.
Okay, so here's the spatula. Let me just kind of push this down.
Yeah, hold it.
I think we only need to fill it up on half, so let's see. No?
Okay.
Hi, Mom. I want to eat. We need more.
There we go. Now we're making some good dough.
Yum.
But it still looks pretty wet, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's because when we take it out of here, after it's all mixed together,
It'll be dry.
no, it won't be dry. We have to add more flour to it. We're not finished putting flour in it yet.
There we go.
All we're doing here is just getting all this first part ready.
Okay. Thank you, Jen.
And getting this first part to all come together into a big gooey mess.
The recipe says that we add a half a cup of flour at a time. Like some.
Okay? Just put it right in,
What?
like that. Perfect. Now wait, let's get this mixed in. I thought we took it out to add the extra flour.
Yes, we do.
That's what I thought. We have to turn it.
But that's all right. I mean, we'll incorporate some of it. So
We're making homemade.
we're making homemade bagels. Did we ever say that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I said we're going to make bagels and have them for breakfast.
Yeah. You didn't say that. Then we
Jen's not sure.
in the breakfast.
Yeah.
We'll do this in the
Okay.
breakfast. And
Now
we'll
let's
show
take that
how
over
to
here.
eat
Over
it.
here on the side because we're going to turn
We'll do
this.
this in the breakfast.
We're going to turn this out and mix it by hand.
Whoa.
Mix it by hand?
Yep.
Can
that's what
I
we're gonna do.
pour that in?
Give me some flour right
Can I
there.
pour this in?
It's a half a cup. Then.
Whoa.
Mhm.
A half a cup of flour. I think
Okay.
we're gonna need it. Then.
We need
Yeah.
half a
Looks
cup.
pretty sticky.
Okay.
Back on the show. Can I,
You need to get a stool to sit on?
no, Jenna does. She's on the one already.
Well, you know, Jenna and I will help with the making the bagels after the dough rises.
Okay, so let's turn out our
Boy,
dough.
let me give you some oil for your fingers. Huh. Then it won't stick so much to your hand.
Say honey.
I mean, Emily.
Me?
Put a little oil on your
Okay.
fingers.
No, you can do it with the flour too. Get
Yeah.
your hands on the flour.
Okay, rub them together. Really all over like you do lotion. Okay. Now you can
There.
help work the. Go ahead and
You want
work
to
the
put this
dough.
bowl in the sink?
Yeah.
Okay, sweetie, you come over here. And now I just kind of keep working with it. Keep mushing it up and turning it and working flour into it. See, as you keep working it, you just keep putting flour into it and keep turning it.
So you don't have
Yeah.
oil in here.
Give me some more flour, okay?
Okay. Jenna, you want to put a scoop of flour on
And
there?
one more scoop of flour. And we just kind of
That's probably enough, Jenna, for a
we
start.
just keep picking up all the flour and working it in like this. That's fun, huh?
And you can also do this with your family.
You are doing it with your
You
family.
are doing it with your family.
Cook with your kids, right? Okay.
I am a kid. And I'm cooking with an adult.
Okay, so we just keep working this in, kind of pull it out and put some more, let's put a little more flour right here in the middle. Let me pull that out, put some flour
Yes.
right in there.
Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, it's kind of
Right
getting a little
Just spread
sticky.
some right in there,
Oh.
all around. That's
Right
it,
here.
just like that.
Okay.
And then we'll roll it back up,
Okay, if you
We'll
need
keep
more, you're
working
ready,
it.
okay? Just wait till they're ready.
kind of push down on it, squish it.
How are your hands doing, Emily? Are they not too
You're
good?
okay.
Yeah, see, grandpa's are a little stickier, so.
There you go.
That might be all you need. It's supposed to be a stiff dough.
Not too stiff.
Jen?
Not like rock.
Everybody has something stuck on his fingers. Give me a little more flour right there.
That's a little more, huh, Jenny?
Okay, I think that's probably what we want. Let's just kind of pull this together into a big pile. No, we have to let it, how long do we have to let it go before it, just to let it
About an
rise?
hour, usually an hour. So let me get a bowl.
Yeah, get a bowl that we can turn this
Let me
into.
scoot in here, hon. Get a bowl. Use this one.
Okay, so now we're just pulling it together into a big bowl, big pile like this. Big ball. There we go. It's looking good. And then we're going to put it in a bowl. And then the yeast in there keep working, and they keep making gas. And it's, you see how big it is now?
Yeah.
It's going to be twice as big when it comes out, because all the gas is going to make it get all fat.
Okay, so what you
Do
do
you need a little
is,
bit of oil in this?
yeah, I already did. So just flip it over. Do you think you need more oil?
Okay.
Yeah, I see.
No, Jen, we don't need any more. So what we're gonna
Okay,
do
so
is-
now we'll take another commercial break while we let this rise. Okay?
And we'll come back and say hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, and welcome back.
Okay, so we're back from our commercial break, and our dough has been in the oven. Remember how big the dough was when we put it in? It was about like that.
Yes.
Remember? And we put it in to sit at a nice warm temperature, and I said that all those little yeast were going to be making gas and making it bigger. Look how big it is now.
Wow, it's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
now you do what's called punching it down. You have to make all the air come out.
This dough. This gross.
Gross? It's not gross.
It's getting on. It
Okay.
may feel a little sticky
So
too.
now we've punched it down. Okay. And now what we do is we kind of pull it back together into a ball. Okay. Kind of in a little roll like this. How about that? Okay, now we're going to divide it up into pieces.
12 pieces.
It's yellow and
So we're going to make it out into like a little loaf like this. So we can divide it up.
You know how to divide into 12, Emily?
yes. Yes, I do.
You do, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, that makes two.
And then we could.
Cut it like that, right? Then we want to make
Let's cut it
another,
half.
there's another half.
Can I do the next one?
Okay, now we got four.
You can help with.
No, Jay, it's really short.
Now we need 3 out of
We need three out of each one of these now. And make it a little bit bigger so it's easier for you to do. Okay, now you have to cut that into 3 even pieces.
Ooh, that's
All the
making a
way
nice
down.
bagel.
Okay, there's one.
And it's
I'm not
3.
sure those were very even, but that's okay. Now you have to take and, you probably need a little flour. Where's our flour?
I'm gonna do it.
You have to make a little sausage out of it now.
Or you can make a circle and then just.
Well, you make a sausage first, then you pour it into the
Can I
circle.
have the oil stuff on me?
That's not how this recipe says. It
I
says
need
make
some
a-
oil stuff on me.
Want me to put some on the
You
table?
have to make it out into
Want
a
me to
sausage
put
before you
some on
make it
here?
into a
Grandma,
root.
can I have some oil stuff on my hands?
I think you need a little flour. Okay. So
Yeah.
let me get this
It's a little sticky.
Let me take this off.
I want to do this.
Okay, so now when you make it into a little sausage, then you bring it back together like this.
No. Let's use this. Go sit down.
You see this, Emily?
Look.
There's a bagel.
Okay, on your hands and on the bagel, I guess.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
Don't make it too dry, because it has to be able to stick back together.
Here you go. Now go ahead and roll it with your hands back and forth a little bit.
Okay, when you're all done, then we put it on here.
So I stretch it out and then shape it into a circle.
Yep.
And just put the ends together. Good.
Easy as that.
And pull it back together and make the two ends stick together.
That's right.
Perfect. And put it right out here.
Lay it on there. Wow.
This is going to be delicious.
There you go. There's another one. There's one for Grandma to work on.
Okay, Emily, let's roll it a little bit more. Here, pull it out so we get a nice.
Make a snake.
Can I do this one?
No, now you hook these together. All right. Let me put it on over here. Okay.
I need one over here. Why is my hand this one is light. I got the biggest.
Here's Jenna's.
No, that's got to be, no, put flour on it. Yeah, it's got to be cut into 3 pieces first.
Yeah, that's 3, not 1.
Robert Fairchild, what's going through your head, madam?
The deal for
Can I do it?
Yeah, here we go.
But you gotta be careful because it's
You gotta cut it in 3 pieces. So, gonna do this. Okay, 3 even pieces. Don't be licking your fingers.
Yeah, no licking your fingers while you're making food.
This.
And I was washing your hands before you start making.
Out there, yeah.
It's hard to see.
Okay,
Okay, Jenna,
and let me have it.
one of yours is, pull one off, pull one off. Right. A little flour on it. Okay.
Whoa, that's how we're getting that.
No, we're gonna use this Wonder flour, Grandma.
Grandma likes Wonder.
Perhaps his turbo speed is working to his advantage in this battle. Kevin, can you catch me up on what's going on the Iron Chef side of Kitchen Stadium?
I know that Mark is making a bechamel sauce. It's going to go with that large tubular pasta.
That big 2 pasta packaging is how that's going out. I want to just say that bechamel is essentially a melted gravy that's thickened with a roux. And it's often associated with cheese. So there are a lot of different things they can do with cheese and that sauce. Certainly the one I would have made if I was down there on the floor. And I can only think I'm looking for I'm not
How are you doing, little Jay?
on the floor. I can't move that fast.
So how you doing here?
What you can do too is this kind of fat. Just stretch.
How you doing, sweet tea?
You
Roll it
press
out.
those ends together, make them stick, pinch them together. Yeah. Okay, you make, those are good. Let me put that on the tray. You're making the biggest ones, Jen.
With mascarpone and cheese in there.
Okay, so we can pretty
That
much say
one
right now.
is huge.
That is a huge one.
How many more we got?
Just one more.
It looks like
Yeah.
going to be downloading his meals for May. There he is, working hard. This is a very physical guy. You know, just watching these
No,
guys.
that'll be 11.
Cooking is physical labor. You gotta be in shape.
Easier to roll it out flat like this, where you start in the middle,
You're right.
and that squishes it out to the ends, and then you go out like
What
that.
is this for?
That's the way, just like that.
Grandma's? What's this for?
Okay.
I thought we were gonna sit our bagels on this cereal, but we didn't need to, so.
Okay, now they have to sit here for a little while, and then they rise a little bit more, and then we cook them in hot water. Okay?
Oh.
So we're gonna take one more little commercial break.
Welcome back from the commercial.
Okay, so we're back from our commercial. Now remember we made our little bagels with raw dough, and we put them on here for an extra half an hour. And now, remember how the size they were before?
Yes.
Oh,
You see, they're fatter again.
they
That's
could-
because those little yeasts are in there still making gas and making them fat.
Whoa, this doesn't have a
Okay,
hole.
now what do? We have to start cooking them. You know how we cook them?
No.
No, you don't know
The
how
first thing we do, let's take a little tiny baby one for an experiment, okay? What we do, we take this and we put it in boiling water. And we put it in boiling water for just a few minutes to get it hard on the outside. Then we put it back in this pan. And then after it's on the pan, we're going to cook it in the oven. So we just put a little boiling water, put it in the boiling water. So I'll take this now.
Ooh,
It's
sticks.
a little bit sticky.
Okay.
Whoa, now look.
Okay. So let's just see if we can get it in the water.
Come over here.
You want to get a little stool? You
Maybe
better
me
have a
and
stool.
Jenna could test try it because we like the audience. We sort of like the audience. Okay,
Okay, so we have to let it kind of cook there in the boiling water.
For just a few seconds. Stand up and look over your sister's shoulder.
See how it sort of floats?
Yeah.
Careful, don't get too close to the fire. And now while it's floating, we're going to take it and flip it over to let the other side cook. Now see how it's kind of like a bagel now?
Yeah.
Did it puff up a little?
It'll puff up a little bit. But this high temperature is now it's going to start to kill the yeast, so they're not going to make it puffier again.
How long does
It has to go on a grease,
Bye,
go back on the
yeast.
greased pan.
I know, but I thought it might need to drain. Maybe not.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Can you get another little sheet tin and grease it maybe?
Make it nice.
Don't, reach over the pan. Okay, so there's one, look up. Just want to let it kind of do this. And we'll put them on this pan so we can cook them.
Oh.
They kind of. I wonder why you're going.
I don't know.
Let's take this one.
Kinda sticky,
Do you
let
want
me-
to put some flour on your fingers or something?
Yeah.
Because then you don't have to drop it. Okay, Jen.
Two.
Ooh, it's splash a little, huh? Just, that's enough now.
Hmm?
You don't want to put too many.
His ears are
Just pour.
Jim,
Okay.
Grandpa's ears are red?
Yeah.
They're warm? He's
What?
warm. You said your ear is red. That's not warm. Now let's look at this one.
Okay, so now,
Okay.
does it get hard on the outside?
That one's puffy
Little
now.
bit, little bit.
Grandpa,
Hmm?
one's puffy now.
Buff it up a little bit?
Yeah. Ooh, puffy.
Let's see the boiling one now.
It's very puffy.
I think you just,
I think this is just supposed to put a skin on.
yeah, it just says 30 seconds to 1 minute and then turn it over, yeah. So just not too,
Yeah, I'm just,
yeah, not too long. How do you think they're gonna taste, Emily?
Good. Can you have one? It's like when we come back, and you get to say, hello, welcome back to the workers.
we're not on a commercial break, we're still on.
Next commercial.
This one came apart, you didn't glue the ends together.
Who?
That's it, Jenny's. Jenny did it.
Which one?
Okay, look out.
Okay, Grandpa's gotta get them.
Which one? Which one did I not cook?
Now there was
Still
one
big.
bagel that did come apart.
There is.
And it is all Jenna's fault.
Which one did?
It's the last, the one
that
Grandpa's
one?
getting now.
Yeah.
That's all right.
And this one that
When you bake,
It looks
he's
good.
taking out is
See how big they are though?
apart.
Jenna, see these are bigger now. These giant ones are ones that Jenna made.
because I had big
Wow.
dough.
They did
Because you had big dough.
You know
they did
what?
get big. They grew.
They're very sticky when he takes them off, but after he does that, it's nice and hard. Not too hard, but it is hard. And it will harden even more.
They might. I wonder if they'll burn
Yeah.
a little.
And we'll be ready
They're
for
hard on
breakfast
the
tomorrow.
surface actually.
Yum,
First
yum.
bagel. What do you think, Jenna? Is it fun to make bagels? So now
Jenna
you get
agrees
hungry
that
for
it is
bagels,
very
you have
fun to make
You
bagels.
can make your own, right?
And I like being
But sometimes I don't forget the ingredients.
Then you get a
I like
recipe.
being the
and
author of
you,
this story.
I'll get it from you.
or call Grandpa and say, Grandpa, where's that recipe for bagels?
You don't feel it.
And he'll email it to you on your computer.
Are you gonna help cook or are you just styling for the camera?
Oh, I'm just liking that talking
Okay.
It's not funny.
And the oven's ready to go too, right? At
Yes.
400, okay.
And after all the bagels are done boiling, we will put it into the oven.
For how long?
5 minutes on one side and then 30 minutes on the other side.
Just like he said.
This one looks more like a croissant. You didn't stick the ends together on this one either.
Oh.
That's a big one. That's a Jenna.
It's the shape of a J. What can you say?
It's a Jenna bagel.
Okay. Okay.
This one doesn't stick together either.
It's all right. It'll be tasty.
Jenna, you gotta learn how to pinch the ends of your bagel.
I do. We are almost done with all the bagels after they have been boiling. So get ready for the best part.
Look, those are big ones. Ooh,
No, wait, take the back. Best part thing. That's only me.
they don't even stick together in the
You wanna put a little bit more oil on that pan?
Okay. Okay.
There's going to be a little bit more oil in the other pan because we don't have enough room on the other pan.
We only have one left.
And
We only
the
have-
oil helps
No, that one's already cooked.
the
so
bagels
we're-
not
These are our
stick
last four,
to
and
the
then we go
pan.
in the oven. Watch out.
Because you got some water in there.
I'm a reporter.
I'm gonna win the fight.
Okay.
Okay.
Last group of.
These are kind of lumpy looking bagels, but they'll be all right.
Cool.
Can't blame the bagels.
So we know how many we're in there for?
Yeah, just kind of spread
These
this out.
bagels are gonna be
To the person that says no.
They look kind of cool.
Get out of the picture.
You're only in the background of the picture.
There, sort of. Dan.
Wow. That's my bagel.
As you can see, all the bagels
Are different
are
sizes.
different sizes, and most of them are out of the
Ooh.
boiling pot. They're all
Boiling water.
done. Dude, they're all done.
Yeah.
Is that the last one?
Okay,
All the bagels are done. Now we're gonna put
now
in
they go in the oven.
They go in for 5 minutes and then we flip them over.
We're gonna put them in for 5 minutes on one side and flip them over and put them in for 30 minutes.
Put it on a commercial.
Okay, so now they cook in the oven, and we will just come back after the commercial break.
Hello and welcome back from the commercial.
Okay, now, turn around. We are now ready to bring out our cooked bagels. You know what bagels are supposed to look like when they're just perfect?
No, we hope they are.
See if these are perfect.
Round up.
Put your hands back. Oh,
What do you think?
what do you think?
Looks good.
That
Those look okay?
Yummy enough to eat.
Yummy enough to eat?
Maybe we could split a small one and see if it tastes good.
And don't touch it as
Don't touch it, they're still hot, they just came out of the oven. Something, just take them out of the oven.
Well, what we'll do is we'll let them cool for a couple
Yeah,
minutes.
we'll let them cool for a little bit,
And then we'll taste.
and then while they're warm, we can put some cream cheese on them and have a little, well, then how about butter? Okay, butter? Okay, and then we can just have a little bedtime snack, and then we'll have them for tomorrow for breakfast. How about that?
This bedtime snack.
Don't touch
bedtime
it,
snack.
Jenna.
It's hot.
You're gonna be up all night.
So that's our bagels. Say goodbye to the camera.
Bye, camera.
Say bye, camera. We made some nice bagels tonight, and now we're going to have our little snack and go to bed. Good night.
Good night.